welcome back to the Autry Benton Show. Today we have the pleasure of sitting down with Congressman Ralph Norman, and he's running to be the governor of South Carolina. Congressman, thank you for joining me today.
Autry, glad to be with you.
Wow, you're everywhere, and it's a busy time, isn't it, Congressman?
We are. It's a good thing. We meet good people. We're out late, up early, and that's how it's supposed to be in a campaign. We're in the final 4 weeks, and seems like yesterday when I announced July 27th, a year ago. Yeah. So, but it's been a good run. And
you got your day job as well in Washington. You're having to manage as well. How is that going between the campaign and serving the constituents?
It's challenging. I mean, Nancy and I both have a schedule. We've got a one-seat majority, and we have to be there on certain votes. On suspension votes, where it's basically you involve everybody in the body, you have to have a 2/3 vote. They're unimportant votes, but on the important votes that are before us now, we have to be there. And it's challenging, but we're making do.
Well, thank you for serving and being willing to get in the race. I kind of want to go back to the beginning, kind of let our viewers get to know you, the whole Ralph Norman, your whole life. So tell me where you grew up.
Well, I'm from Rock Hill, South Carolina. Went to public schools, graduated from Presbyterian College. Went to, after that, I went to work with my father, but married Elaine. She was formerly Elaine Rice, met her at Presbyterian College. Married, 4 children, 17 grandchildren.
Wow. So tell me about childhood, Ralph. Like what growing up was in Rock Hill.
It was a fun time. I had great parents, good Christian parents. Grew up on a farm, pretty much. We had horses, we had cows, I loved to garden. We've had gardens. I had a mother who could fix anything. And what's better than okra, squash, tomatoes that we're getting ready to come into now? But it was just a fun childhood. And, I showed horses. And it's just living on the land, so to speak, means something. I wish everybody had the same experiences that our family had. I've got a brother and 2 sisters who were great and had the same experience as I did.
Yeah. And you said your dad was a businessman?
He was. He came to Rock Hill in 1948 after the Army. Loved real estate. He always picked where businesses were coming. And South Carolina is a growing state back even in the 40s. Mm-hmm. And so he had a college professor at High Point University that kind of guided him on where he should start a real estate business. And that's how he picked Rock Hill, South Carolina.
Wow, smart. Did you work as a child? Did your dad want you to do that?
One mission that we all had as children were, if you're going to eat at his house and have the bills paid, it's his house, you're going to go to work.
Yeah.
And so we grew up working early on. I remember eating a plate of okra, and I was, 6, 7, 8, and I just loved fried okra and ate it all. And he didn't say anything. At the end, he said, "Ralph, I see you liked okra." I said, "Yes, sir." He said, "Well, we're going to let you have the privilege of planting it, weeding it, growing it, and picking it." And so I kind of got the message, but it actually started my love of gardening.
Wow, that's great. I think people talk about work in our society today, but work is a blessing too, isn't it, Congressman?
It's a blessing, and it gives you a kind of a North Star to follow as you get older. You got to go to work.
Yeah.
And whatever your passion is, you will, if you combine that with work, you will be a success. And I feel sorry for those who have not come up having to go to work.
Yeah.
Because it starts at home and it starts with guidance, and we had both. And we ate supper together, we ate breakfast together. It was just a ideal childhood that continued on to adulthood.
Sounds like good South Carolina values to me.
It was good South Carolina values.
Yeah. So school, was school easy for you? Did you enjoy school?
No. I didn't really enjoy school. I mean, I did it and enjoyed. Basketball was my favorite sport. I got cut twice from the high school team. But no, I enjoyed working. I enjoyed at Presbyterian College. I enjoyed the business major that I had. I enjoyed studying that. I love reading people who've been successful in their particular line of work. Andrew Carnegie, I love. It was a book I read early on. And biographies on people who were successful. Winston Churchill, Thomas Jefferson. I just enjoyed that.
Your degree was in business and
Correct.
Presbyterian. Did you know, preparing for college, did you know that you wanted to go into business?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Tell me.
In the real estate business, you see a wide variety of people. And we were, back then, we were concentrated in rental houses, we concentrated in construction, and we were general contractors. We concentrated we had a water line that the company owned. And my father was great at doing things he picked things to involve himself, and he could make money at it. Mm-hmm. And gradually, as I came in, we continued to develop lots, buy raw land and develop lots and sell them to individuals who wanted to build a house. Mm-hmm. We built most of the houses in our subdivisions. That gradually changed over time, where we got into apartments. We were one of the first to do a lot of apartments in Rock Hill, and handled the rentals of them. Lane and I stayed there when we got out of college and managed the apartments. And you just meet a wide variety of people, both from the rental side and dealing with the developers who came in that wanted to do commercial real estate with us, which we gradually focus on. That's all we do now. Mm-hmm. And there's no better job than the real estate industry, in my opinion. You can pick whatever area you want to specialize in. You can be a tenant rep. You can be a builder. You can concentrate in office buildings. You just have your pick onto where you want to focus. And I picked the commercial side.
Yeah.
And so thoroughly enjoyed it.
Sounds like the early lesson your dad gave you about going to work, he applied it on a bigger scale for sure.
Well, his philosophy is, and was, he said, Ralph, I don't want you to do it if you don't love it.
Yeah.
And try it, and if it's not something that you liked, then he said, do what you want to do. Life is short. Mm-hmm. We just got along real well. It's families go one of two ways. Either you get along, and it's like a marriage. Mm-hmm. There's really no in between. Now, you have your rough times. Mm-hmm. You have financial times that you're stressed. Owning your own business, you're the last to get paid. Mm-hmm. That's what liberals never understand.
That's true.
If you've been in government all your life, you always get a paycheck. Mm-hmm. Ask any business, not just in South Carolina, but all over the country. The owners that start out are some of the last to get paid.
Yeah.
And as you grow and make good decisions, and I've always said that politicians ought to have made money and lost money before they get involved in politics. They don't have an understanding if they don't.
Yeah, that's good advice. So bring me up on your personal life. When did you meet your wife?
Met her, I was a junior and she was a freshman. She's 2 years behind me at Presbyterian. She's from Belton, South Carolina.
Okay.
And met her, and it was meant to be from day one.
Yeah.
Got married, had children right off, and 4 children, and they were prolific in and of their own life, because 17 grandchildren is a lot of children.
Yeah.
And it's fun. We get together now. Mm-hmm. We eat Sunday meals for the most part. When I'm in town, we get together around the kitchen table. And that's so important to keep families together, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And so we continue to do that today.
That's good. So how many years you been married, Congressman?
51.
51. So I ask a lot of our guests this, what's some marriage advice you'd give our listeners?
You're either growing together or growing apart.
That's good.
And you've got to have a religious base. You got to have a God that you worship, and you got to major in the major things, not major in the minor things. Mm-hmm. You can pick anything apart, but we were fortunate in that we grew together, and over the years we were fortunate to have children young. Mm-hmm. Having children is a young man's game.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
We had them young, and we could see the grandchildren, which you can't describe having grandchildren. It's that good. Yeah. It's different, but it's good.
Yeah. Wow, that's great. That's great. So tell me about your kids, each of them, if you don't mind a little bit.
Sure. My oldest was Warren, a son. He went to Presbyterian College too. He came into the business. He actually worked at UNC, North Carolina, for a while, and then came back and couldn't have come at a better time. He's far better at the business than I am, and he's taken it to a different level now. And he's got 3 children.
Yeah.
Caroline, my second one, married a golf professional. He is a professional at Charlotte Country Club.
Oh, wow.
He was an All-American at Presbyterian College in golf.
That's great.
And they have 6 children. And so she's a stay-at-home mom. Ann has 4 children. She went to Presbyterian College.
Wow.
And we paid a lot of tuition to Presbyterian College. And her children, they're young now, and she's got 4. But Mary Catherine, my youngest, went to Wofford and graduated, and then she's got 4 children as well. So we...
Congressman, you got a long Christmas list.
I do. I do.
Which is a blessing.
Very-
Which is a blessing.
very much
That's
so.
great. Well, tell me a little bit of parenting advice.
Parent advice: discipline your children, make them work, and don't try to be the best friend. There's got to be if you want to give your children confidence, be there for them. I really pity politicians who get in too young and leave the children at home. You can't be 2 places. If you don't go to their football games, their cheerleading practices, and I didn't get into politics till my children were grown. If you don't focus on time and follow it up with strict discipline, guidelines, and the work ethic, that's where I see the main problem that people have with raising children now. It's not that hard.
Yeah.
And people say, well, you raise children all the same. No, you don't. With our 4, my experience, each child's different, and you have to handle them different. The parents got to be aware enough and around them enough to know what moves that child. And fortunately, we didn't make all the right moves. We made a lot of them.
That's great. That's great advice. Great advice. I want to step back to business for just a minute. Our stories are very similar. Having a father who was successful in business and you joining him, what was it like trying to find your path, and how did you think that you made your business better? Because certainly you're not your father, if that question makes any sense.
Yeah, well, he was a big name here.
Yeah.
I mean, he came from nothing. He came from Lincoln, Georgia. And he was just good he loved what he did. And I considered it a blessing when people would say, your dad did this. Yes, he did. And I learned from it. And you're 2 different people.
Right.
Anybody that comes to a family business, you cannot clone yourself into your dad or your mom, but you can take the characteristics and the traits that you learned as a child and learn from it. I always looked at, when people compared me to my dad, I said, look, please do, because he should be compared. We should be in the same. I should aspire to do what he's done. And so I looked on that as a lot of people look on it as a weight. It freed me.
Right.
Because everywhere I walked, he had a great reputation. He did what he said. He didn't mince words. He would tell you pretty straight up about what he felt. And as he told me early on, life is short. Do what you want to do, and go to work.
Yeah.
And I did that. And I was fortunate to have him as a role model.
That's great. And you've bragged on your son already, and I guess you had to turn around and let him take it to the next level as well. So.
Yeah, I did, and he was a perfect fit for it. He was seasoned early, and you got to get involved. He saw some rough spots with projects that were either slower than expected or things that if you look back, you would change, but there's not a whole lot we would change. At the time, we did what we thought was right. We grew, and he was a part of it, and he's smart.
Yeah.
And he loves it. So that's kind of a good combination, and he'll work.
That's great. Well, a little bit of, what business advice would you give to someone who's interested in business, want to start a business, just general business advice?
My business advice would be this: learn your product, whatever field you go in. If you're an electrician, be the best electrician. If you're a carpenter, be the best carpenter. Learn everything. If you love it, you'll delve into it. Follow your passion. I mean, some of the best people that I know that have succeeded, many didn't go to college. Many just knew what they wanted to do, and they went after it. In America, it's the only country that's got the freedom to do that. That's why I hate seeing people criticize America. Where else are you going to go?
The land of opportunity.
It's the land of opportunity. You got to seize it, and you do have to work.
Yeah.
And government didn't create the freedom we have in America, people did.
Yes, sir.
And I get to see that every day in a good way. And in politics, you see those who all they want to do is criticize. And a lot of them have only been known one thing, which is getting a government paycheck.
Yeah.
And so they haven't had the luxury that I have had of having to work, having to succeed and fail, and having to make money and lose money.
Yeah.
That's what America gives you the opportunity to do, freedom.
Yeah. And Congressman, work, which leads to prosperity, is not a bad thing, is it?
No, work is, what can you do if you don't work?
Right.
I mean, name me a field that that you can just sleep all the time.
Yeah.
Or get numbed up all the time on your vices, drugs, alcohol. No, America is is finding a niche and is finding a need and meeting that need.
Yeah.
You're in the concrete business.
Yes, sir.
Concrete business fills a need. I've poured many a footing, many a concrete drive, but you fill a need. That's all entrepreneurship is. Government didn't create that. Government gets in the way, in my opinion. That's why I'm in politics. Because I see the need to curb it back.
That's a good deal.
Let accentuate the people.
Yeah. So transition to you go into your public service life. You ran for the House. Is that what your first thing? Tell me about that. What did you gain from serving in the House and stepping into public service?
Well, I've been on both sides of it. When I would go to city council, county council, state house, I often felt like either they didn't listen or they didn't have enough knowledge to make the right decision. And they recruited me early on, and I didn't do it while my children were growing up. The minute they left the house in college and after they graduated, I said, I'm gonna give this a try. I don't know whether I would be good at it, but it's kind of like the real estate business. You meet a lot of different people with different opinions, which is good, and I've learned so much. So ran for the State House in 2005, and then served a brief time, and best experience that I've had. The constituent service part is what I enjoy. When I was in the State House, the certificates I would send out of achievement, the awards I would give for people for that person who didn't have anything to start out with who succeeded. And for that group who had a mission to accomplish something and give back. If you always have the mindset that you're going to give back, you're going, whatever field that you go in, you will work at it, you'll tell the truth, and build the best product you can build. If you follow that, you'll be a success in America.
Yeah, that's good. So what was the next step running for Congress? Tell me about that.
I interned for Strom Thurmond back in the day, and it always intrigued me. And I said, if I get an opportunity, I'll run for Congress at some point. And when it came available, when Mick Mulvaney went to OMB, had a special election, and I said, I'm going to give this a chance. And I was up against somebody everybody said was going to win. Couldn't win it. He was a shoe-in. I said, well, let's see. Went to work. I could have kept my seat because of special election, but I gave it up.
I respect that, Congressman.
And I'm doing the same thing now.
Yeah.
A little bit different circumstances, but I'm not going back to Congress. I made a decision. I'm either going to the State House or I'm going home. And I'm comfortable with both of that. Now, I would be uncomfortable if I didn't give my 100% of effort to winning the governorship. And that's what I'm doing. But you leave it up to the good Lord, and you leave it up to people. And I'm perfectly willing to leave it up and to tell people what I believe in. And I'm lucky because I got a track record.
Yes, sir.
You are what you vote, not what you say. And with governor, you're getting ready to pick a CEO for 4 years, and I would say 8 years. You can't fire them. You can't decide you want to divorce them. You're stuck with them. And I realized this early on, you can do a lot of good in 4 years. You can do a lot of bad in 4 years. An example, Joe Biden. Look what he did to this country.
Yes, sir.
Look at what Gavin Newsom has done to a perfectly great state in California. It mirrors South Carolina in so many ways. he's ruining it. Tim Walz in Minnesota. Virginia's getting ready to go through that, where they got a terrible governor. I just saw governor as an opportunity to really affect change, set the pattern, and then make South Carolina the shining state on the hill, similar to what Reagan said, the shining city on the hill. And you do that with less government, less taxes, and you just focus on the main things that make it great. And the great thing about South Carolina, each community's got a heritage that they value.
Yes.
And we've got to focus on, I don't want companies to come in here that don't have our heritage and don't have our culture. And that goes right along with what I will recruit and what I will make as a litmus test. To come in here and be pro-union and government giveaways, they're not welcome here. And that's my opinion.
Yeah. I want to brag on you. I really do appreciate a businessman's approach to service. I think it's very impactful because you've been there, done that. I want to ask you about judicial reform. There's a lot of talk in our state about it. Your thoughts on judicial reform?
We're one of two states, Virginia being the other one, that pick our judges by the lawyers who appear before them. And I use the analogy, how is that different than letting Clemson and Carolina pick their own referees? You don't do that. We've got the most litigious state with judges who are letting criminals loose, as in the recent death of the anniversary of Frederico. Mr. Steve Frederico's daughter was shot to death for no fault of her own, and he had been let out 22 or 25 times. That's wrong. And I think we the people ought to elect judges, and not just elect them, have guardrails so that money can't buy a judgeship, but we can have people who obey the Constitution and are conservative and believe criminals ought to be locked up and not let loose. And I will change that, and it's going to take a massive undertaking, but everything I'm telling you in this interview is going to be in my state of the state, from tort reform to fixing our roads and bridges, which are a disaster. Our electric grid is a disaster. Just our education system. Why are we last in everything, yet we got everybody moving here? So that's a firm core value that I have, that I bring to the table. And if you look at my career, everybody for the last 8 years and really before, I backed it up with votes. I'm not one who is all of a sudden, I'm going to cut your taxes. I'm going to fix our roads and bridges. I'm going to have judicial reform. Where have you been? Where have you been for the last 14 years in one case and 8 years in another? So it's pretty cut and dry with me.
And a lot of people talk about judicial reform, and I say it this way, anything's better than what we got now. But I really do I also ran on, publicly electing our judges. I think a lot of people say that that's not good because we give power to influence it, or that. I always like to reverse it. If we can vote for governor and we can vote for the president, why can't we vote for judges? I think it's a fair system. It's the American way to vote.
It's the American way, and I tell you, you've got the other thing that I would point out is that the judges have such an important role at every level, probate, magistrate, Supreme Court, and we continue to elect liberal judges. You saw it in a case recently where you had a judge put up, and I know how the process works, through the Judicial Merit Selection Committee. They run out, the trial lawyers run out the ones that don't fit their narrative, and they put up those who they would get, in my mind, the most favorable verdicts when they appear before them. That's not going to happen with me. I'm going to let the people elect them, and as you say, if you can elect your representatives, elect the judges.
Absolutely.
And have a recall if they go rogue on you. If they switch, get them out of office.
Yes, sir.
Judges are hard to get out of office.
Yeah.
Why? It shouldn't be. In the House of Representatives, every 2 years. Congress, every 2 years. Senate, it's every 6 years.
Yeah.
But still, you have recourse. Judges have gotten by wearing a robe. A lot of them had ended up as politicians in robes.
Yeah. Quickly running out of time, you mentioned already tort reform. It's kind of hard to explain. Your thoughts on tort reform and why it's so important to South Carolina.
Every doctor bill you pay has got an inflated cost of malpractice insurance that every doctor has to get that's a victim of. Every business that you have where that rock flies off from a truck where the flaps aren't on it, and you bring in all the other trucks on the road, you got a cost that we the people are paying. Mm-hmm. Look at your electricity bill that recently is going up a substantial amount. All that to say is it affects each individual in South Carolina. It's taking $1 from your bank account when that dollar could go for educating a child, or to a church, or to a group that you want to give to out of the free will of your heart. Mm-hmm. And tort reform's got to be put in place, and if we don't, we're going to pay a price. But I firmly think, just like a long stairway, it starts with the first step. Mm-hmm. I will put true tort reform that I will get from lawyers who have nothing to gain, mm-hmm. who can tell me what steps they would do mm-hmm. to make it so it's fair mm-hmm. and gets away from the system that's just not working in South Carolina.
Yeah. You mentioned infrastructure. What would be your plan as governor to fix our infrastructure?
Infrastructure, our secondary roads lead the nation in fatalities. I know it because I travel in the back roads now. We spend 24,000 a road mile, North Carolina 42,000, Georgia 42. But it's not about money. I'm going to have a forensic audit of every agency, and I will find out what really goes into the money we put into it. I've built roads before. Mm-hmm. I've built bridges before in our company. I will find out what's bureaucracy mm-hmm. and why it's taking so long to get projects approved, why the funding is set up like that. And after I do that, we'll make the changes to make sure the money is coming to the roads. And the waste, fraud, and abuse that I see in South Carolina, mm-hmm. I'm going to put that into infrastructure.
That's great. Well, we're running out of time. Where can they find more about you, Congressman, and any closing remarks you have for the voters?
RalphNormanForGovernor.com. And I would just say that 17% of the people are going to vote. The race for governor is the most important election because of you getting married to the next CEO. Mm. Imagine you tell that freshman he's got to stick with a roommate for 4 years who's going to control for the most part, your finances, your message, you're going to control their lives. Research all the candidates. You do that, I will come out, I think, on a very favorable end because it's business people who have nothing to game the system, who want to give back, that will change this state.
Great. Congressman, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
Folks, as we finish up today, we are in primary season. Make sure you do your research. Make sure you vote. Make sure you tell your neighbor to vote. Because this is America. We do get to choose our leaders. Join us next time.